In this Gran Turismo video, I decided to reenact the Schumacher Mika Hakkinen moment round the outside of a car, and in so one at Le Mans, I get unfortunately hit off the track. Hello everyone and welcome back to a Gran Turismo video where we're back in Daily Race C. So, it was lunchtime, I was like, do you know what? I want to do another 12 lap race here in Daily Race C. So, I'm going to kick off with this Daily Race C then. And you probably already can guess from the thumbnail and the title what actually has happened here. And you can see it already on the screen, but I didn't notice it at this moment in time. So, I went out in the Sabre again. I was like, do you know what? I'm going to try some different strategies here. And first up was going to be pitting on lap 7 as we passed Dino's there, who had been spun round in the 787B. I did notice a lot of people picking that 787B. I believe it's actually a better on tyre wear than both the Nissan and the Mercedes. The Mercedes being slightly worse than the Nissan. So, just a bit of heads up there if you want to use that car going forward. We get a good run out here on Lewis as we get towards Tetra Rouge. I sort of slow it down to try and get a good run out the corner, which I do get. And I'm like, okay, maybe I could just make this work by going on to the curb and going round Lewis there. Although Lewis will overtake me again, being in Nissan. But unfortunately, I get a 0.5 second penalty as we see the Nissan go towards that left-hand side. So I just give them a little bit of room here. And as we head towards the first chicane, I was like, okay, do you know what? Let's brake a little bit early here. Don't do the same thing we did last time, which was end up meeting the barrier. So we're going to go into here. We brake early. We're just settling down here as we go through the left-hander. And we get a good run out the corner there. Happy days indeed. Oh, in fact, the 787B spun. Didn't even notice that when I was racing. Right. Okay, here we go then. We're past the Jaguar as well. Let's get some reaction. Somebody's in a modded car. Yeah, somebody's in a modded car, which did surprise me. But it did well, I was going to go for it, but backed out of it. The Jaguar went for it, punted the Audi or Porsche, whatever it is. Can we see what it is? Porsche, sorry. And, we get that position from them. So, happy days indeed. But, don't go in the modern cars. They're useless at the moment. Who remembers when the hybrids were actually the best car? Anyway, I see Deck in the pits.
It's 6 laps now. What?
And there you have it. I saw Deck I was like, is he pitting in one stop? Then I noticed the 6 laps. You heard my reaction. In fact, let's give you some more reaction. We see some carnage right there in the pits.
When did they change that? Oh, come on. 6 laps.
Yeah, 6 laps. I wasn't very happy with this, to be honest with you. Now, what are your thoughts on this, folks? Because for me, personally, yes, the race did string out a little bit. But actually, it gave me a bit of enjoyment because there was some strategy there. And literally, if I did get crashed into or span, it gave me a chance to recover as well. Whereas in this race, I was starting to find out it was more of a sprint race. And I could tell by some of the actions. It explained why the Jaguar went for it on the Porsche, for example. When you got 6 laps now to overtake cars rather than 12. Even so, Lewis is behind me here as they did get a penalty. And they took the penalty. So we... the catchback passed me here as we continue on then. They got a penalty for the pit incident, a 3-second one. So something to do with white lines there as we go into Mulsanne corner and through we go. So we're P9 at the moment. Not the end of the world as we go into lap number 4. And the Jaguar's in the pit there. So we've gained another spot here. And we're catching up to the Lewis and Varg battle. So we've got Jaguar, Nissan and me in the Mercedes. But the 787B there. Did I say Jaguar? I didn't mean to say Jaguar. I meant Mazda. Apologies. Anyway, we're getting some things wrong, but some things are also right. We do catch up to this 787B, which sounds amazing. I do love the sound of this car as we head into the right. So the whole point of this video originally, when I was jumping on, was like, maybe there's some weird strategies you could do. Maybe I could try out some cars, because I did start trying out cars. So I am a bit gutted, actually, that it's just 6 laps now, to be honest with you. And I really wish they'd just kept it for the week, even if it's a mistake. Just see how it plays out, because people were doing the race and people did like it. Yes, some people don't like it because it gets stretched out, whatever. But some people do like that. You can have a bit of an endurance race. You can have a bit of a feel for it. You can play around with some strategies there. Maybe try a 2-stop. We did see 2-stop in the weekly race guide. Go for the 1-stop if you want to extend a little bit. Maybe some other cars could come into play there with a longer race. You know, just extending that tyre life a bit longer. We don't know now because, unfortunately, it's down to 6 laps. And that's what I really wanted to try out this week, is try out some of the Group 1 cars and see if any could actually go that little bit further on the soft tyres. So we were talking about a 7.5 strategy. So I was thinking, oh, maybe we could do like 8 on softs, 9 on softs on some other cars. Maybe that makes them actually strong. But now we don't know. We don't know. Now, I guess it'd been unlikely because it's about the speed on the straight. And unfortunately, Varg got a penalty there, but so did we, annoyingly.
Oh, you muppet, Tidge. Ah, never mind.
There you go. A bit of a Muppet. I call myself a Muppet all the time and a weapon. Now, we see a car off to the left here, and that's the Nissan of Lewis. Not sure what happened there, but Lewis was in the realms, should we say, as we head towards our Narge and slow it down. I'm going to boot it out of here. It's best go. Oh, no. Oh, that tyre wear really kicking into play there. Bit of oversteer, but we've got a huge gap behind. So we take our penalty, and in fact, what we're actually going to do is advance towards the end of the race there, where we finish with a 3:27. So not the greatest last lap there, as we finish the race in P6. Of course we do. So you see there, Nissan's dominating, followed by Mazda's. The Mercedes, probably not the best car at all now in terms of this race. Definitely the Nissan or the Mazda, it seems. So I decided to go in the Nissan, give it a try, as it is the meta car, as this is actually the third race I did of the day, because the second race I quit after 5 minutes because somebody punted me. And I was just like, oh, for goodness sake. So, yeah, you're going to hear some reactions to that actually in this video a little bit later on. You are indeed. Right, so we kick off at this race then, 6 laps in the Nissan. Now, Nissan is quicker in a straight line. It's just a bit worse in the corners, so, you know, it equals out with the Mercedes. If they had the same tyre wear, it'd be really nice, actually, but it is what it is. We continue all the same as we get a good run here on Cash Kosh. As we go into the right-hander then, and down here, we get the job done in towards braking zone. They sent it down the inside, which I was a bit like, why are you doing this? Because you're just slowing us both down here. I'd already had the move done. You can always overtake back on the straights. But even so, we get the job done in towards Tetra Rouge. Somebody off well wide there as we go past them as well. So we get a couple of positions there. Happy days indeed. Let's fast forward all the way to the first chicane, because you know there's always some action in the first chicane on the first lap. As we go into here, and a couple of cars going wide. Someone very wide there, an Italian driver. We go past them then, up another position. And Slicey P there, the Irish driver behind, is actually coming up here in also a Nissan, actually. A very nice looking Nissan. I think it's a Castrol livery from memory. Yeah, it is a Castrol livery. Look at this livery that's going to go on by. Anyway, we've got another modern car here as we do a little bit of a Spa recreation there. If you remember that in Formula 1. As we went round that Audi or Porsche or whatever the heck it was. And we didn't actually gain that much. We did gain 2 positions in the end. There was another Nissan driver we did overtake. Well, Slicey gains 3 there. What a move by Slicey as we head down to Mulsanne corner. All right, going through here then. Looking to get the job done out of this corner. The penalty there for that name there. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it as we go on by them. So another place gained. We're making some progress in this lobby. Making some progress, and you can definitely see the speed in this car as we head into Indianapolis then, and in towards this braking zone. Some contact up ahead between Tony and an unknown driver, but Tony does have a penalty as we head towards Arnage, and here we go.
Oh, not again! Will you flipping brake for the corner, you muppets?
Yeah, this was from previous as well, the previous race.
Honestly, these people, learn to brake. Absolute muppets. Every time I do this race, someone hits me on Arnage. Every single time.
Yeah, can you tell I'm a bit frustrated? Yeah, so literally in the previous race at Arnage, someone sent me right off. So yeah, there's no point me even doing that race. Speaking of good moves though, that Italian brilliant move there made me go wide in the Porsche curves and took full advantage. Fair play to you. But yeah, I was just frustrated again there. So apologies if I'm raging too much at that driver, but it just builds. When you do these races and the same thing happens over and over and over again, I just expect people to learn from it. Now, he wasn't the driver who hit me last time. It was a different driver. But even so, it's one of those where it's like, oh, stop hitting me. It's one of those moments. We're going to follow the Italian into the pit then. I was a bit frustrated with this Italian, actually, because he overtook me amazingly in Porsche curves and then slowed down in the end of it there. And I was like, no, come on, keep going. We want to catch up to everybody else. But even so, we leave there and we're still in the action at least. And you see they got a penalty here. And a penalty up ahead for the German driver as well. Oh, Slicey P! Enjoy your date there, mate. We'll take that place. Thank you very much. The Castrol Nissan is gone and out of here. So we've got 2 people taking a penalty on the right-hand side. It's the German and Italian. Now, I really wanted to get by them here before the Porsche curves. But you can see the speed is closing here between them. So I get past the Italian as we head into the Porsche curves. We get round the German just here. Oh, my word. What a move and a half. I did enjoy that one. You see my face. I really did enjoy that one. We catch up to Tony _VR here as we go into the braking zone. I actually wouldn't have gone for this move, but yeah, you were defending the inside, so I was like, okay, that's absolutely fine. And as we leave this corner, can we catch that 787B? Now, this car is insanely quick in a straight line. I didn't realize how quick that Mazda is with its Wankel engine, but even so, it is. Tony once again went defensive, then goes towards that right-hand side, so I'm like, okay, I'll take that inside line. They just tapped me a little bit here going into this second chicane, but even so, we get the done. Happy days, another place gained. So we advance further on then in P7 now. Somebody else is obviously pit, and we catch up to Chubaki Getty. I pronounced that completely wrong. I butchered your name there. I apologize. But we get a track penalty at Tetra Rouge. Annoyingly, it's a very frustrating track limit there, but it is what it is. We did leave the track, so fair enough. We do get a good run on the Nissan, so you can see how fast that Mazda actually is, because we didn't do any sort of run like this on the Mazda 787B, but we did on the Nissan. So coming into here then, we've got another penalty up ahead for Rin 6 as we go through the left-hander. Continue on out here, try and beat it out as quick as we can and catch up to, well, he stays ahead of me actually, but they do catch up to the Mercedes here of Nebelchen. And I'm going to stay behind him here. So this is one of those where I don't like diving at Arnage just because it's more than likely going to result in contact. Very hard to get a move pulled off at Arnage, and that's why I avoid it. I've also got a penalty as well, so I'll do the smart thing. Over to the right-hand side, and Spaghetti here. Just say Spaghetti. I might go with that from now on. Spaghetti there goes on by. It is Spaghetti to some extent. Anyway, through the last of the curves here and continue on out. We get a good run once again on the Nissan driver as we look down the inside here, heading towards turn 1. That tyre wear getting lower and lower as well. As we go into the curve here, we give them room, but as we go into this braking zone, they lose the rear end and unfortunately hit into us. And again, I was very frustrated because I'm like, how many people have hit us in this race? 4? I think have hit us at this moment in time. They do wait for us, which is fair enough. Seems so. We've been hit 4 times in this race, and I feel if it's a 12-lap race, people wouldn't be doing this. People would not be doing this. You'd be having cleaner racing. I feel like it's been turned more into a sprint race now than before. Whereas before, people were being very much a bit smarter, staying behind. Maybe it's just this race. I don't know, but it feels very much more sprinty, and to me, it's actually a bit less fun than what it was before. Now, what are your thoughts on this, folks? Would you prefer the 12 lap? Would you prefer the 6 lap? Do you think it was the right call to switch it back because of the way the splits were working? Do let me know in the comments. I'm very interested to hear your opinion. I am answering comments at the moment. I am replying to them. I'm a month behind. So I'm doing an hour a day at the moment. So if it was a month ago you commented, I will be reading it and responding to it, depending if it requires a response or not, if you've asked the question. Please so keep an eye out. I had to keep an eye out then. I nearly lost the rear end. Anyway, we're coming into Indianapolis here. We've got a very fast Mercedes behind us. As we go through here, we start accelerating, and then they just accelerate into us. They're probably going, no, Tidge, you lost it. No, I didn't. I originally lost it, but I caught it. But he just decided to pit maneuver me in a very frustrating way. I did check the replay just to be sure, and I was absolutely right. So very frustrating from that driver. I think it's Point Shark. And they've got an AB there, so no wonder their SR is so low, because they obviously can't drive very well. Anyway, that is it in terms of this race. Do let me know your comments about the change. Would you prefer 12 laps or keep it at 6 laps? If you did like it, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, stay in touch with all the latest content, and there's 2 videos to check out there, including the weekly race guide. Thank you once again, and I'll see you next time.